Hey YouTube, it's time for some MMO news once again. Remember, if you guys enjoy RPGs, MMOs, Skyrim, Cyberpunk, Fallout 4, hell, any mods for any games out there, go ahead and stop by the channel, see if it's something you enjoy, also streaming over on Twitch. So, we're going to jump straight into the big one for today. In the MMO news, and October 25th is the release of Phase 1 of the Dragonflight pre-patch. Phase 2 will be rolling out later in November on the 15th. First phase includes the new talent trees for all specs. All races are now going to be able to be mage, priest, and rogues, and they'll be adding in the new HUD UI customization features. And between the two patches, there's going to be a bunch of little changes and things like that. Like I said, the first one comes out today on the 25th. Second phase of the pre-patch will come out on the 15th. You'll be able to create your invoker. There's going to be a revamp Ultimate Dungeon. And then Primal Storms are going to begin covering zones around Azeroth, which should give people plenty to do until the new expansion drops on the 28th of November. And just looking through here, here's a few of the things that will be available within the two pre-patches. And that is, as I said before, a reintroduction of the talent trees. And this new system, they believe, is going to allow players to be creative and allow them to make, as they said, meaningful choices. We're going to be gaining points with each level, and we'll be able to spend these in two different talent trees. You have your class talent trees, which will be primarily for utility skills, and then class specialization as well, which will focus on offense, defense, and healing spells. And this can give us a lot of chances to try out different specs until everyone figures out the meta. I mean, there's going to be a meta sooner or later, regardless of the changes. But one cool thing about this is we will be able to change talents anywhere as long as we're outside of Mythic Plus runs, combat, and PvP matches. And in addition, they will have starter builds to help you get started if you're kind of curious what builds are going to be best for these new talent reworks. There will be starter builds in there, which lets you take a little look at it and see, and let you kind of build and structure off of that. And they'll be also adding in loadouts, and loadouts are going to be cool. We'll be able to save presets in there. We'll be able to swap back and forth between those. They did note that there will be some high-level skills that when you unlearn them, you'll also be unlearning lower-level skills within the system. So because of that, they have an unlearned talent history, which will allow you to track the different skills and easily see which ones you've lost and allow you to rebuild and reform your spec once again. And there's going to be the addition of a search bar to help find and sort through specific talents. You can put in keywords and it'll bring up talents that are related to that keyword for that specific class and build. And the one that I'm most excited for is this new UI. The UI seems super amazing. I'll go ahead and link the video down below from Blizzard. This video shows the new UI, the structure of it, all the different things you can do. It's very similar to a lot of MMOs that have come out over the past few years. It's going to have the grid-based system. You're going to be able to move things around, set things up, and pretty much make your UI HUD the way you want it to be, which is something really nice. I know a lot of us have been using add-ons that have allowed us to do this for years, but we're no longer going to need those add-ons. This will be something built straight into the system of World of Warcraft. And let's see what else we got going on here. There will be new mount and pet collection achievements that are going to be added. Resurrection Sickness now lasts 1 minute, and players below level 10 suffer 10% durability loss, while players level 10 and above are going to be suffering 50% durability loss. PvP will see a lot of changes between all the classes specs within the game. Solo Shuffle, which will add a rated version of the Shadowlands Solo Shuffle Brawl, and cross-faction play will be available within this mode. So this is going to bring probably lots of people back. This right now is the main talk of MMOs. Everything that's going on, World of Warcraft, whenever they drop those pre-patches and expansions, it's going to bring a lot of people in. I've played World of Warcraft since 2006, always enjoyed, and this is something that if you're coming back to World of Warcraft, this is probably a great time to do it. And from World of Warcraft, we're going to head over to Albion Online. And Albion Online will be coming up with the Beyond the Veil update, which should be improving the Roads to Avalon system. There were changes made to the hideouts and the headquarters. Hideouts can now become headquarters, and you'll also require the same amount of power. Power cores can now be found along the Roads to Avalon. If power runs out, there'll be a 72-hour period, I believe, at least that's the plan now, before the hideout and HQ can begin to take damage. This will force large guilds who have multiple HQs spread throughout a similar area so that they can farm it. It will force them to farm a lot more power and will make them have to be a lot more active in order to maintain that said control. They're also making some changes to players who have been logging out on the roads of Avalon and staying there so they can repeatedly farm high value areas. Changes are going to force them to have to travel back again and travel to the roads of Avalon, because if you log out inside of the roads of Avalon, when you log back in, you'll find your character has been kicked out of the roads of Avalon. You'll suffer durability loss, and you will also lose some of your stacked items. And with the update, they're also going to be adding in some new things. Crystal spiders and higher level mobs will be in the area if they remain untouched for too long. Elite enemies will be located in the areas between the hideout locations. And they feel that these adjustments are going to make the system work better, especially with large groups. And the developers' goal and hopes for all these changes coming in the patch is to make the roads of Avalon more exciting and increase the sense of exploration. And they really do hope to reinvigorate the roads of Avalon and make it an area in which small groups and independent guilds are going to be able to come in and enjoy, get the rewards, and get that sense of exploration. It seems that they're really trying to push new guilds to enjoy this content, and I'm going to go ahead and link a video here by director Robin Henkes if you want to go ahead and check that out. And sticking on the topic of updates, we have New World. Brimstone Sands released to a large number of server lockouts for new character creation and transfers, which included pretty much most all of the US East and EU Central, as well as the AP Southeast servers. And on top of this, there were plenty of queue times. Queue times, good and bad. That means that people are coming back to this game, and I've always thought that New World was a very good game. It had a lot of problems, but it's always been a really fun game to play. Brimstone Sands features new enemies, stories, and a territory which you can uncover and control. The new expedition will allow players to explore the mysteries of Imhotep, battle sand demons, and if wanted, you can restore the rightful ruler to bring order to the region. There's now an optimized quest flow, there's new quest dynamics, and they streamline the story with additional zone upgrades. Stories and NPCs will move throughout the region, new dynamic events for players to encounter, settlements have been revamped. There's going to be a level 35 limited time event, the Night Vale Hollow, allowing players to banish the demon Balfazu, the Marquis of Terror, and his horde of Pumpanites from the land. Oh yeah, and they're going to be adding the Greatswords to the game. And the final little bit of MMO news today brings us to Lost Ark, and they'll be bringing us their version of Halloween coming out tomorrow, October 26th. And this update will include 3 new raids. They have the new Infernal difficulty of the Vicus Legion raid, which all the top level 1% people can rush right into and have fun with that. Also, the Acades Child Guardian raid, and a limited time Mystic event, which will run from October 26th to November 16th. So hopefully everybody has some fun. There's plenty of things going on out there with the MMO world. Obviously, World of Warcraft is building up for Dragonflight, so it's a good time for MMOs, and it's a good time for all of you to stay safe, and I'll see you again in the next video.